Get that out of my system before I actually hit the record button on the for the archive. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Although, I mean, it was nothing. See, now there's going to be a thing. There's going to be maybe like a 10% of people who watch the archive on YouTube, and they're like, oh, what did you say then? And it's like, it doesn't matter. It's not that important. But if you really want to know, you can always check the VODs or watch live on Twitch. But it's not that good. I don't want to build it up as if I said something hilarious, because I never do. I never do. Disco Elysium. Why did I say that? Elysium. Disco Elysium. For Tuesday stream. Hopefully, we can play a bit tonight. And as of right now, I think I'm probably going to play more of this tomorrow as well. That's 2 Disco Elysium streams in a row. Generally on the channel, I juggle, as I think of it, like usually like 2-3 games at a time, 4 if they're like smaller or something. And I try to like make sure I keep them pretty balanced as far as how often I play them on the channel, so that even if you're just like someone who watches the VODs on like YouTube and you're like, oh, I don't care about this other random shit he's playing, but like I'm interested in this one game, right? Which is fair, is valid. Then at the very least, like, you watch like a 2 or so hour stream, and you can probably like pace it for like 2 or 3 days at most, or like a day or 2 or so, however long the VOD comes out. And then around that time, then if you really only care about that one game, then hopefully in the next 2 or 3 days from that VOD, then the next VOD of that same game will come out. There's slight thinking going on my part. Also, it's just how I play video games. I never, like, especially now in my adult years, like, I would never in my life want to, at this point, like, juggle, like, 10 different games at once. And I always say, like, when I pick up a game and start a game, especially on stream, I generally will see it to its end. Except for, like, the few games that I haven't at this point. But those are special cases. But, like, I'd never want to juggle, like, 10 games at once. Like, I just can't. My brain would not be able to, like, enjoy a game. Any games, really, if I was juggling that many. So that's why I kind of, like, stick to a solid... Like I said, I generally, like, the perfect game ratio on the channel here, and of, like, me playing and trying to enjoy, is usually, like, 2 bigger games, and by that I mean many hours, or at the very least many streams that it's going to take me to do. And then, like, I mean, I've talked about this very basic philosophy before. I'm sure I've rambled, but, like, and then, like, 1 or 2 smaller games that I could just pepper in, especially, like, Naruto, where, like, I don't really care if I don't get to that game every week. Like, it's just going to be a random one. Like, if I just want to be brain dead, just turn that on. And it's not, like, plot heavy, even though I'm only playing it really for the plot. Like, it's not like I'm going to forget what was happening. And even if I do, it's not of consequence, Also, yes, this is Austin doesn't know how to properly stream 101. Welcome to my class. I open up the archive, I hit record, and then I just ramble about, like, general channel philosophy, which no one but my brain gives a shit about. No one cares. No one cares. All right, so what was happening? I checked the VOD on this game, just to try to see where it was that I did last, just to refresh, because it has been now a few days since we played this last. We did the whole music thing. We saw for lack of a better term, the punks in their tent doing their thing. There was a girl outside the tent. She didn't look like she was having a ton of fun. we talked to them for a bit. We tried to break into the church here because I didn't want to get the key from the guys in the tent and then have to be like, I have too many people depending on me to do their errands, and it just is not sitting well with me. So I'm like, all right, I'll just break in. And then I failed the check. So that's unfortunate. So I started going up here just to see what else is now up here, because I'm pretty sure I explored this whole section. But I will double check just to make sure. And then we're going to explore more that way. There's that thumping music from the tent. You see, I don't think this connects to anything. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. So if I go like this, though, there, I can just click it. And then I can get my drink of water as my dudes just run there. Now the question is, do I want to go up there or do I want to explore whatever this is? I don't know. Paralysis. Decision paralysis. I think I started going up here, so I'll go up here. I don't think I went in here.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
Why is it a red check? What is this thing anyway?
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
Used to service what?
The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it.
I'm curious why it's a red check. But I don't want to fuck it up then? Wait, what's the interfacing? I feel like we haven't gotten experience points in quite some time. Experience. I already have +2 interfacing, and I'm still that far away from that check. I still am basically, I think 3% is just, you would have to get natural 6s.
Guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front.
So it must be that tough of a check. Hey, money. And a white polo shirt. Look at that. Always love new clothes. This shirt looks... Oh, did I? Okay. I was afraid I didn't mute my phone because I thought I heard it. This shirt looks worn and smells a bit. Can't help but wonder. Who would leave it stuffed in a tear container? What kind of man would ever wear a polo shirt? This might be one of the life's mysteries that will never be solved. I'm not gonna go into the story too much. Because I don't want to ramble again when we're not even 10 minutes into the stream, really. But it's an origin story of mine. Back when I was young enough where I was still getting, like, my clothing purchased by my parent. I was gonna say parents, but it's really my mom. Because she was doing all the clothes shopping for me. And all of us kids that I, siblings and stuff. Pretty much my daily outfit for many years in grade school and stuff was polo shirts. And I don't know. I just feel like kids back then, like young kids, they had a lot of like graphic tees and stuff. and I was just the kid going to school in polo shirts for some reason. And I'm not entirely sure why that was the case. If I had to guess, nothing against my mom, I don't care. Fuck it. Who actually care? I mean, at this point in your life, but you look back and I just think it's funny. But like, my only guess would be that she thought it was like, don't want to deviate from a basic look, you know? Don't take any stances. Is there a walrus? Do I hear a walrus? Let me see the map again. This very unhelpful map to me. I mean, in the church, up here, there was this thing. I just gotta remember that I gotta go back and check what that is. You know, I gotta set a lot of reminders in my head. Which may be a problem. Oh god, reminders. I'm really self-conscious about running now because ever since Kim told me I run too much. What is that noise? What am I gonna find up here? Cigarette butts cleaned away under a rock. Brand? Tio Mutiri. I swear that's an animal I'm hearing. It's gonna be some walrus. You take a mental note. Tio Mutiri seems important somehow. Someone's made a campfire here a long time ago. A long time ago. A rusted, broken control box for the radio relay tower. This ladder's too rusty to climb. The sea air has eaten away at it. This relay tower coordinates boat traffic in the bay. Barely. Barely. Scented scarf? Sure. Tiny inlets there, off in the far distance where the posts trail toward. I think I'm just hearing a boat. I don't think it's a walrus. A big walrus like I was hoping. This light springtime scarf smells like men's cologne mixed with cheap laundry detergent. Someone must have left it behind, probably from a date. Wear it if you want to delude yourself that spring has arrived. Sure. Sure. Well, this little area kind of just ended. There's nothing beyond there. Alright. Oh, fuck. I boxed myself in. Alright, let's go up these little stairs. Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change.
Pick up the handset.
You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
Why not? Put 10 cents in and dial random number 005-2403-155.
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this?
Hell yeah.
End of tone. Someone picks up.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre?
The voice is female and sounds about 100 years old. I might be. What's Pierre like?
So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals have died.
That's not good.
Are you sure you're Pierre? Your voice, it's different.
Uh,
There. Chrysanthemum.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects.
What the hell?
You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he did not.
I didn't like that phone call. Let's dial another random number. 00551179112.
Calling. Still calling. Someone with a masculine voice picks up.
Hello, Gerard speaking.
Hey, Gerard.
Hello, Gerard. Technically speaking, you're electricity. No, what you are is a surprise. Get his wife on the phone.
Why? Why is this a... hey, Gerard, get your wife for me, will you?
Who is this?
The man does not understand. It's Pierre, now put her on. I don't like waiting.
Who the fuck do you think you are talking to me like that?
The voice on the phone is suddenly very agitated. Is this my idea of a prank phone call? I'm the guy who's fucking your wife, Gerard. Now put her on before I lose my patience.
Just tell me what's going on here. Bien, come here.
Now you hear fear too. The voice gets further away from the microphone than yours. Bien, come here.
The sounds are muffled. You can make out two people, a man and a woman called Bien. They're talking to each other in agitated voices. There's a shuffle of feet. Children, maybe.
Okay, my heart just sank. I think I did a really bad thing right now. Oh, fuck.
Amid the howling in the wire, you make out a woman's voice with a thick Samaran accent. Gerard, this is a joke. Someone is making a joke.
I've made a horrible mistake.
More shouting. You're pretty sure you hear a man saying fuck several times. Then the crackle in the phone line gets violently louder, like the surf breaking. You hear a faint thud. You could swear you're hearing furniture falling over. Dude, you're a fucking madman if you picked 4 at this point. Stop it, I was kidding. I'm not sleeping with your wife. You can't make out a single word, just vague voices. One more, a child has joined. Something breaks or falls over. Footsteps approaching. Something hits the phone with a loud crack of plastic and microphone hiss. After that, you are left with the disconnect tone.
Oh no.
What the hell are you doing?
Oh no. Oh, if there was ever a time to save scum, it would be right now. I feel horrible. Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm a terrible person. The lieutenant has been keeping a distance, but steps closer now. You're right, Kim. This went wrong. I shouldn't have done this.
You're right, you shouldn't have.
Oh no, now Kim looks at me bad.
Let's just go. I've had enough of this phone booth.
You pick up the handset. There's a tone.
Oh, I was just curious. I'm not gonna do it.
Operable.
I can't do it.
The lieutenant shrugs apathetically, then walks a little distance away to concentrate on his notes. Looks like he'd rather not get into it again.
No, Kim. I promise. I won't. Don't look. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh man, I'm really bad.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with
Gross.
pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
It might be a clue.
A clue? You think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jacket?
Yes. Lieutenant sighs.
A poet could write 12 verses and still not begin to capture the profound vexation in that sigh. You should still take it.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Oh, it's not a wearable thing. This filthy rag has been at the mercy of the elements for quite some time. It's streaked with seagull shit and abnormally stiff from God knows what natural processes. Can't even tell what brand it is.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
This is gross. Man, how does jacket get so disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
Yeah.
Some secrets are better left uncovered. Don't even try. Seriously.
Think about it.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it.
Kim, you have some kind of, what's the, why am I blanking on what it's called? the antibacterial, like, germ killing, thing, gel, hand sanitizer. Right, Kim? You got that?
It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Okay, but what's the crust made of?
Somehow, it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk. If not by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night. The faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent some time on the ground before someone draped it over the railing.
What happened when someone put in the railing?
The crust is hard. This jacket
Hard
spent
crust.
at least a day baking in the sun. Who knows what happened to it then?
I'm just going to pretend I didn't think about any of this.
It's too late. You've already thought about it, and now your hands are covered in muck.
Ew, flick your hands.
Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
Shit. Fuck. Well, that was fun. Oh, that covers my phone calls that I was making. A makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk inhabitable. Or habitable. That tarp will keep out neither rain nor snow. A coin-operated weighing machine has been used for a decade. Vagrants have recently painted the tarp red. Water drips from it. Megabino's prescription lenses. Nice. We're getting some clothing. Gotta get them. Whose idiotic idea was square and beige plastic frames anyway? Beige is a color that does not look good on anyone. Not to mention that seeing the world through these exceedingly thick lenses feels almost nauseating. Good. Postcard. Another postcard. This one has hell written on its back. Could not be further from the truth. It's the boom years, and Kurian, the nicest district in Ravashal West, is enjoying a sun-drenched day. Tall and handsome buildings rise from the riverside, steel, iron, and yellow limestone, with cloud shadows sliding on the facades. The facades. Pick up the random coins on the table. Hell yeah. A big wine canister. It's open and empty. Okay, so before I commit to whatever is back over here, I'm going to check and make sure then I've done all this down here. Does that make sense? Excuse me. Guess I haven't done this area. Bars cover these long, dusty windows. Oh yeah, people. 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 Everybody, people. See, I don't think I went up there. I think I've gone... No, see, I haven't done any of this. Oh my goodness. Okay, okay. Oh my god, too many things. But like... I have gone all through all this though, yeah? This area. What was in here? Oh, it's the kids. It's the kids. This is gonna be the little house with the girl. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, mister. Bye.
I remember thinking she was adorable. She gave me the this thing that we're gonna go take later to Gart, that's the name. We'll do that also at some point in the evening. In this game, I guess it's 2 o'clock now in the game. No, that's not right math. 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock, 3:07 in game. We gotta go do karaoke. I gotta make sure I do karaoke. Don't miss your chance to do karaoke. Okay, up this little thing.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blond man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
How does he know Kim?
Nice to meet you.
The lieutenant nods. Wait, what was that about the windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Hold on, hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course.
Oh, he's
Mikhail,
famous.
Say hi to the officers.
He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. Child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his worm-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
Worms. Beams.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
Got him.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He boinks. He boinks. I was looking at the word building. He points to the building again.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why?
Just telling my half-brother?
Well, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
What's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hand to his eyes to shield himself from the pattering rain. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Hold on. What's R&D?
I'm not that dumb. Look at the building looming over you.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
I don't think I've ever heard of this Felt Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotate manufacturer remains.
He adjusts his suit jacket.
They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
What was that ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
A tape computer?
Mm-hmm. An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer. Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He grins, admiring the sentence he just produced.
He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
He pauses, pointing to the other building, then continues.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
All this is what in the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort. You're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
Pleasure wheel?
A pleasure wheel?
Pleasure wheel? Sounds like a... The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon, as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
What happened to the engineers, the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
He means that the boys got shot by the communists. The boys were bourgeois.
Is he gonna hate me if I did say that? I'm not gonna be a dick. Tape computers, right?
Tape computers.
He nods, wind tousling his suit jacket. What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
What was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, bubmanXIV dans le Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree.
Sorry, I just had to check something. It was I got distracted. It's a beautiful poem to Revachol on her political concept album. Reading like this French text. I'm just like, you should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy. Okay.
I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
Tried to get Mikhail to memorize it? Worms.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book,
Worm.
already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
How did those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
He raised his finger, remembering something.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing. I guess you could
Freelancing.
say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Humpty-Dumpty-Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same
Humpty-Dumpty-Dum?
questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Juice joined the team. Trying to...
I got so thrown off by the name. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Humpty-Dumpty-Dum Center in Vredefort, Orange. It raised the same question, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, his head curator at the time. It was before the twins Keith and Guy joined the team, trying to...
Wait, did he just say Humpty Dumpty Dum Center?
I know, I was thrown off by that.
He did it. He said Humpty Dumpty Dum Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world.
You can't fool me.
What the hell is a Humpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
Yeah, I have to ask. Okay, the Humpty-Dumpty-Dum Center, Paul Ockerman, Keith and Guy Juice. What are you talking about? Jesse, what are you talking about?
The Humpty-Dumpty-Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
There it is again, these words. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory. So there's some parallels. That's why the head curator... Okay, you're making this up. Turn to the lieutenant. Kim, is he making this up?
In fact, I'm not. The Humpty-Dumpty-Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
He clears his throat.
But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
All right, this guy's a big fucking nerd. I'm gonna start putting him in check. I've seen cooler things than that.
I certainly haven't. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The failed playback experiment vanished into the fires of 07.
Wait, The failed playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld Playback Experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
Okay. I want to ask something else.
But of course, what else?
He smiles and ruffles his kid's head. I'm not gonna ask him for money. Fuck him. Great, thank you for all the interesting information.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
I hate this man.
Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking.
I know, seriously.
Whatever.
Seriously. Fuck this man. Fuck this man. Wompty Dumpty Dom Center. It's Wednesday evening and something heinously exciting is underway. People have gathered beneath the billowing roof in an oddly-shaped trophy building. 29-year-old Wunder twins Guy and Keith Jost are the stars of the show with their bomber jackets and white sneakers. It's the Wompty Domty Dommiest event of the year, and all the cool kids have RSVP'd. RSPV'd. RSPV'd? RSVP'd? What does RSVP stand for again? Reserved because I'm a very important person? RSPV'd? Is this like a Mandela effect I'm witnessing? Was it always RSPV? And I've always just said... I feel like I'm 40 minutes into the stream and I'm just losing my mind. I'm distracted by something. Fuck. Okay. No, everything's fine. Everything's great. Let's look at the thing.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
Tomorrow's just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Lieutenant raises the collar of his bomber jacket. No, Kim, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow comes today. That was a really bad impression of that instrument, but I was gonna call it. It's a melodic, alright. I'm not yeah. I knew it's a melodica. Of course, I know it's a melodica. But then, as I just said like 2 minutes ago, I feel like I've been slowly losing my mind tonight, just from external things as I've been trying to play. Just go Elysium here, and then I'm like, oh, maybe it's not melodica. You know, it's RSPV, and it's not melodica anymore. Clearly, I'm having a weird night. Another power box. It charges nothing now. It's empty. The fence blocks the path. No way on from here. Wait, I can't get up there? Oh shit, there's money in here. Look at this. There's good money. And then this guy with his stupid suit jacket judging me for picking up loose change. Okay, well now do I want to go that way? Or do I want to go back up here? It's all just... It's all just... Too many decisions, you know? What is up here? What? How does one get up here? Well, I'm clicking it and he is going. He is attempting.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside?
No. I won't even try. You know,
He takes his glasses off.
I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Oh, Kim has real bad vision. Can you still shoot, though?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I pass my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
His hands lead the way when it comes to that. And his shoulders. It's reflex.
Alright, I'm really curious. Is that gonna take me anywhere? Oh, they're just trying to get there? But it's clearly not working. Okay, I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. When tomorrow comes today. Moonshine probably smells like tasty fermentation. Ooh. Alright, we're gonna see what's happening.
Smell. It's awful and familiar.
What is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. The signs of decaying meat. It announces itself from 24 meters away. A warning. A memento mori.
I love memento mori. Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Whoa, hey. Whoa, hey. Careful there. These floorboards look rotten and weak. This coin operated viewer has been out of order for years.
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet.
Ugh.
The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
Lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is, he's been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Another dead body. This is your
Oh,
job.
shit.
Steel yourself. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
Ah, kebabs.
The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom made.
Search his pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well over a liter of pure ethanol. 3 bottles of wine, or 1.5 of spirits. Or maybe it was just dark.
Examine his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years.
Study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist.
Examine the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is what killed him.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
No, just this one at the back of his head.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Examine the bottle.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside. It's mid-market spirits with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time.
Tear all around us.
He looks at 2 other bottles, forgotten near the coin-operated viewer. Step on the floorboards.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him.
Examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
In a ditch off a road below the 881, he thinks. A young father. Then he shakes his head to make the memory stop.
Step back.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
He looks south the way you came.
But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
At least this man knew how to party.
At
Imagine the
least,
same
oh.
scene without the bottle.
At least
Now
he,
that
you
would be
know.
just sad.
Imagine the same scene without the bottle. Okay. You know what? Let's remember I'm professional now. I think labeling him as an alcoholic is a bit premature. We don't know anything yet.
We do know that he was married.
The lieutenant points at the ring on the man's left hand, the flesh around it swollen and gray.
But you're right. Let's not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Do you think he was drunk?
Oh, yes.
Lieutenant nods. What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
Could it be related to the lynching?
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Accident unrelated.
Agreed. If this somehow converges later, why not? But keep it simple for now.
What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the parks.
From a nearby place, maybe in the parks. Okay.
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
Kebab. Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab. Someone should be held Nah, why not? Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
He smiles sourly. Right.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Hold on, what about field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
Yes, but isn't that kind of sloppy?
Maybe, but we don't really have much time or resources to spare. The guys at processing will take care of the rest.
Fuck it. We found him. We should finish this.
Alright, we should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station for Mikey and Emma. Let them know we are taking the case.
Hell yeah. Let's add another case. Alright, so we have the call station, examine the library card. We'll examine that. A library card found from a pocket of the dead man on the Martinez boardwalk. Still slightly damp to the touch, the cover bears a stamp of Jamrock Public Library.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53.
Ah, Billy Mejean.
Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased, or his family member.
Look inside.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinton Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
Look at the backside.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours 900 to 1800.
Good. We should give them a call from Mikey and Emma. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
Good idea. There was plenty of information here to go by.
Alright, so we gotta make some calls that way. It was like 1800 was the cutoff time, I think, there. Oh wait, we never...
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Examine the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
Unhygienic.
A tragedy.
The lieutenant looks in the can, eyes watering from the smell. Examine the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
Huh. Okay, examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads, Shish Kebab Revachol.
Sheesh. I tried so hard not to do it. Mayonnaise, an instrument.
It's no older
Does
than
that
a
make?
day
Does that
or
redeem?
two. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
All right, let's leave then. No, Patrick. Like mayonnaise or what other condiment to say? Horseradish is also not an instrument. Is mayonnaise an instrument? Should be. Alright, we're heading down now. We're coming down. Okay, so if we head back out, I assume we did. I already confirmed that I checked all that, right? Didn't I? I think so. We're going down. Alright, let's see what this is. Tiny cages carefully constructed. Are these our cryptozoologists I've been looking for? By any chance? What is this? Oh, it's a thing. Oh, it's a thing. No boat in the boathouse today. No boat in the boathouse. Oversized superstar sunglasses. Nice. Is your own stardom too dazzling for your eyes? Can't bear to look at your own fabulous reflection in the mirror? Then these classic oversized sunglasses are for you. Alright, we'll head down there. Once we talk to this section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. Talk to our cryptozoologists here. These soggy logs smell of ignition fluid, still they won't light up. These heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes crumbling. A buoy bobs in the water. Buoy bobs in the water. The number on it says 11. Alright, I'll talk to this guy first. No, I'll talk to this. It's almost impossible to get a fire going this near to the ocean. Now we're criticizing them.
Hello, I'm Gary. How do you do, officer?
Hello. Somehow this man has a more annoying voice than I do in real life. Hello. Hello, I'm Gary. How do you do, officer? Crypto-fascist.
Yellow man. I mean, officer.
Are you fucking kidding me? What? Kim, can you turn around? I'm gonna teach this guy a lesson real quick.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook.
Oh, Kim is gonna take the higher, the higher. What's the term? Higher ground, the higher path, the higher road, perhaps is what I'm trying to say. I just want to punch this man already.
Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about after a little probing first.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Not a lover of the great outdoors.
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Degenerates? This man respects authority too much. To see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art a paragon of virtue.
Nobody's perfect. I'm sure you've been tempted to drink.
Oh, I've been tempted. But someone has to stay strong for Revocall.
His gaze shifts to the pile of soggy logs at his feet.
He pronounces Revocall with a hard K, unlike other people.
You said Revocall?
I like to pronounce it the hard way. The old way. The Vespertine way.
He nods solemnly. Jesus fucking Christ, I don't like this man. Oh, and it's been like a minute with him.
He winks at you, trying to relay some hidden message, inviting you to mispronounce it too, perhaps. It's odd. It's a secret.
Odd's one word for it.
A very fringe nationalist handshake, probably.
Is this your mug? Hold up the yellow man mug.
My mug? Why would you think that?
It's just a question.
His eyes widen at the sight of the mug. He's seen it before, all right.
I can see you recognize it. It's in your eyes.
I may have had a similar looking mug in the past. That's all.
Just admit it, man. You put the mug in the trash container behind the whirling.
Maybe. Okay. Yes, I did. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer. You're not going to find me, are you?
I really want to find him. Fuck this guy. Fuck this man. Oh, abuse my power. Oh, do I just try to get information from him? I am. Rip out a fine slip for 20 real.
Okay, I deserve that. And I won't do it again. You have my word. I don't know what got into me. Stuffing my garbage in another man's property, I've been having trouble at work lately. The Koikos are price dumping us out of competition.
Excuse me?
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
Here we go. Start pumping that sweet info.
I don't want to, like, reveal too much to him, right? How did you get into the trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Why would you need to get into everyone's trash?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling in rags, into the trash container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
Do.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Okay, then what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly.
He changes his mind mid-sentence.
Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
The lieutenant remarks drolly.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
You don't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing. There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely after this topic is concluded.
Let's move on for now.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
He's visibly relieved it's over.
Does this mean you were in his apartment, admiring his colonial mug collection? Perhaps it would be interesting to tell him.
Analyze Gary's composure to find out if he's hiding something more. %42% chance. I would probably want to equip some clothing for that. Are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
There probably is a follow-up to this, but you can't think of any. Doesn't matter. Waste of time anyway. Gotta keep moving.
You were surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi?
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sale. I meant no offense, truly.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next races will be a really good one?
Yes.
Well, this is that racist.
God, I love Kim. I love him. When I finish this game, I'm gonna be sad because I'm never going to be able to experience Kim Kitsuragi again. You know what I mean? Are you, Gary? Are you a racist?
Hey, man. All I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact.
Do you have a problem with Sealites?
No problem at all.
He flashes an impenetrable smile at the lieutenant. Do you know anything about the man hanging behind the whirling in rags?
I told you everything I know, sir. I'm truly sorry for the mug, but I have nothing to do with that.
He shifts uncomfortably in his clothes.
He's not feeling too comfortable in his own skin. Odd, I'd say. Uncomfortable shifting around doesn't make him the killer, though. It's something else.
Alright, thank you for cooperation. Composure was the check, right? I already lost it. I'm an idiot. Oh, here we go, yeah. Composure. Okay. What? Composure's already at +1 from my shoes. So I need to see... Do I have anything else? Oh, another row. Damn. I don't. I still try it. It's a white check.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law.
Maybe I'll have a little bit of luck on my side, right?
Sirs.
42% chance. Let's go.
That shirt looks...
Hey! Look at that 6 and 5.
Look at the buttons. Barely keeping that thing together. as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Something worn underneath it?
It sounds like he's wearing some kind of armor under his clothes.
Oh boy.
You can't tell it's there just from looking at him. Probably stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
I see you're a connoisseur of high quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once.
He unbuttons the shirt.
I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
You see gleaming white ceramic shine underneath. A thin layer of interlocking plates covers his gaunt torso.
We're not detecting falsehoods, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth.
Gary, what's going on?
Grr.
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
No, you've got explaining to do.
The lieutenant's tone is icy. Give me that armor now.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat. But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
Why'd you lie to me, Gary?
Because I was weak.
You're a weak
should've
little
told
man.
you the
You're a
moment I
weak
saw
fucking
you.
little man.
But
You're a weak fucking little man.
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later.
He doesn't muster up the strength to yell. Why did you really put those clothes in the trash?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling.
He looks at his feet.
So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here.
Oh, God.
Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
His lips start quivering.
We're
Fuck.
detecting sincere
Fuck.
contrition here, sire. He's not trying to flatter anyone.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
Ah, a little bit of forgiveness from Kim.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
He shakes his head.
They were thoroughly conservative men, he realizes suddenly. It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology. His face does not belie emotions.
Do you know who killed the hanged man?
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses. Lynched him because of the strike. But almost everyone in town knows that. I wish I could tell you more.
He shakes his head.
This is all he knows.
Are we done here, Gary?
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
Alright, since I've got him by the balls. So Gary, you live nearby, in an apartment in Martinez.
Sure do, officer.
His eyes narrow slightly. He's wondering where this is going.
I shouldn't say, these. Who's Mr. Clare? Oh, Everett. That's Everett. 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 Do I bring any of that up? I don't think I should. We'll return this later. For now, let me ask you something else.
Of course. Of course.
Alright, thank you for your cooperation. I don't need to, like... Look at this. Thicker skin, borrowed confidence, -1 empathy. Where does it go over the shirt? Or does it go over both? This vitreous enamel cuirass fits snugly and redistributes kinetic energy across its countless white plates. Amazingly, it fits under your coat. It also makes pretty porcelain sounds when shaken. Mm-hmm. 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 I'll just keep it off. It doesn't matter. Finished, whatever one. I did get a new skill point. Let's actually check. I'm thinking. Oh, we do have to get our authority up to talk to Titus, don't we? Fuck. Ugh. Ugh. Just grunt. Alright, let's talk to the actual
Here we go.
zoo man.
Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
I like his hat.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
No.
His self-conscious enthusiasm renders his movements ungainly. He looks like your understanding of a scientist.
You must be Morel, the cryptozoologist.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the A81.
I'm not gonna tell him I originally broke it. The water lock's been fixed. It was fine when I crossed it.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gary could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary! We can go soon! If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we go in.
He refastens a bit of netting that has come loose in the wind.
His hands are large and weather-worn, but also used to delicate, precise work.
Tell me about this phasmid you're looking for.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
What makes it so difficult to find?
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there? And I suspect it may have also developed other specialized techniques to protect itself from predators or scientists in our present case.
How big is this phasmid?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
He leaves the conclusion up to you. Okay, I'm going to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid is about the size of grown man's form, so okay.
Seems puny, to be honest.
What sorts of specialized techniques is the phasmid using to hide itself?
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defenses that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex. But I cannot describe how these defenses work, much less how they evolved, without studying a live specimen.
Why are you so interested in the stick bug? Aren't there more sensational animals out there?
Typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of my, of any, cryptozoology's career. But to study it and its defenses, find out how it stayed hidden so long.
He shakes his head.
Would be glory itself.
What have you discovered about it so far?
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
So no one's ever found one?
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real.
The cryptozoologist says, brusquely enough that even he seems taken aback by it.
It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid is driven by something more than the pure pursuit of scientific advancement.
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
Lena said there has been a sighting of it here in Martinez.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Maybe the Insulindian phasmid has died out?
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
Got it. Parthenosis.
Parthenogenesis.
Parthenogenesis.
Females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions.
That's pretty clever.
Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I'll try my best to remain dispassionate.
Tell me more about these traps.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Lena designed the traps?
Yes.
He says with some pride. How do the traps work?
Simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can't get back out.
Ah, of course. The old get fat trap.
At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
What are you using as bait?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores.
Herbivores.
But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm. A meat-eating stick insect? Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
A carnivorous stick insect? Seems unlikely.
Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plant material in the traps to satiate your skepticism.
Thank you, Moro.
Not a big fan of skepticism, this one.
What will you do if these traps don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing.
Let me ask you about something else.
Yes. What?
Lena seems pretty eager for you to return.
And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
He looks south where Lena would be.
Come on, Morel. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here.
Sucked up to my
We'll
nuts.
both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
I didn't know the phasma was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
She's seen it?
Really? She sighted the phasmid? She didn't tell me that.
Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine.
There's a lie then.
Suffice
Hate to say it.
It's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
Another cough into his fist this time. Maybe you could go back to the whirling, warm up, come back to check the traps later?
No, no, no. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
He's dead set on this. I could go for some trap setting.
What if we check the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
He looks at you with obvious surprise. Chaos is my method. I am its scion.
Well, be that as it may, I'd really appreciate the help.
Where are these traps?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church.
I'm not going to remember these.
The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them,
He gestures to the trap in front of him.
you should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture?
What? Aren't you having fun?
Even relative to examining a weak old corpse, I'm not sure mucking about in the reeds qualifies as fun. But have it your way.
Come on, Kim. This is an adventure for the two of us. We're having adventure time together.
If you think it's important, you have been right before.
What do I do if there's a phasmid in one of the traps?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
What if I encounter the phasmid in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
Alright, lay it on me.
Wise choice.
He douses you with the old smelling spray and then gives you a satisfied nod.
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
Damn. He looks at the lieutenant with disdain and puts the spray back in his pocket. I'm ready. Let's get to it.
Right. Which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. But what if the information is vital? On the hunt.
Did you know Gary was hiding the armor?
Hell no. I had no idea.
Of course not.
I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not like him. He's got his quirks, but dishonesty, disloyalty are not one of them.
Thanks.
The man mutters in the distance. He doesn't dare say more. Alright, I'll get going. Let's go then. Inspect the traps. Check the trap in Land's End, far northeast of the Feld building. Check the trap near the boathouses west of the Feld building. Check the trap near the canal you crossed southeast of the village. Okay. Oh, the pissing competition. I could have asked... I just realized I could ask him about this, yeah?
Yes?
It says after the initial inspection of the dead body is done. We've done that.
What do you want to know?
Oh, here we go. I found it. Okay. I was like, oh, maybe it's in one of these things. Okay. So tell me about the case again. What do you want to know? Now that we've inspected the scene, I want to know more about this pissing competition you mentioned.
What's there to say? It's just stupidity.
What kind of stupidity?
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Ah, so this is a struggle over who runs Martinez?
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
So, he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
So you volunteered to spoil it?
Yes. I'm an unrepentant spoil sport.
Lieutenant appears pleased with this. I wonder what that says about me, that I was sent by my station. He raises an eyebrow, thinking it's best to let you make the next move. I'm gonna try to pull the joke with him. I was sent to teach you a lesson in style.
Okay. Style me.
It's impossible to tell whether he's serious or joking.
Alright, loosen your shoulders. You should ease up a bit. You need more looseness.
No, I don't. I used to. Plain clothes did the trick. For both of us, it seems. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? If not, we should move.
What's special about Martinez?
Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
Okay, enough the competition then. Tell me something else.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
He's actually glad it's addressed now.
Silly suicide jokes. 1+1 Roy mentioned suicide. Alright, why did the 41st send me?
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to Slight, Precinct 57.
Yeah, that makes more sense than the other stuff I thought of.
Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing his stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win.
Kim? No, I'm gonna open up. I'm opening up to Kim. I established a long time ago in this game, in this series. I was placing my faith in Kim. I'm gonna be open to Kim. Me and him are partners. I'm not obviously a cop in any way. I don't seem to sympathize with the cops or all, but you know, the glorified you know, buddy system of 2 partner cops. It seems, you know, that's got to be some kind of bond, right? It's kind of like that old the old Overwatch 1 mentality of having like the old tank duos they did away with in Overwatch 2. Oh, what a sad day. Me and my tank duo. Kim, what if my precinct sent me on this case because I'm a fuck up? Like, as a joke.
I've considered it.
His voice is somber. So it's true?
It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat unlikely.
That's false. We saw how they treated me over the phone. Why is that?
I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
Huh. So you are their finest.
I am the finest of nothing.
Do you really see me as a safe bet?
Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
My morale healed by what you said? Alright, leave. Alright, so I completed this. Oh, I completed that obviously, but so not the pissing thing. I figured that out. All fucking good. I have another point to spend. Do I really just give it up to authority again because I know I'm gonna have to? God, there's a small part of me that does, because I know that authority check is gonna be tough. I know that authority check is gonna be tough, dude. Can't even put another point to electrochemistry at the moment. Man. Or do I go with another one of these? I kind of... want to do this one. Question won't leave you. Why did the melody line from her broken discard tape fit perfectly into the song played by some speed freaks in a frozen tent? Can it be a coincidence? Maybe it's the hand of the man machine himself in his attempt to craft a perfect song. Maybe Egg is actually Arno van Eyck in disguise. Ike? Egg? You know what? Fuck it. Yes. I'm willing to do it. Hopefully I get a cool bonus from completing it. Alright, let's go around then this section here. What is this? A stool?
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet.
Oh, it's a trap.
The same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
Look around.
Behind you, a ruined residential building looms over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. They rustle confidentially, in tune with the pitter-patter of the rain.
Reach for the trap. Reach for the stars.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Damn.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
No need to grin. I'm not expecting to find anything. I'm helping some citizens and getting some fresh air.
I meant no offense, just...
Lieutenant doesn't know how to finish a sentence. He looks at you, putting the trap back on the ground.
Nothing has changed about this trap. You need to check the others.
Can I go check immediately? He said to go... Probably so that the person would clear, right?
This is the trap Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality. But...
Looking around.
The reeds by the abandoned campsite hiss and shake in the lazily falling rain. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange, somehow. This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap.
The lieutenant takes a note more out of a habit than duty. Again, I want to make it absolutely clear that I don't believe the phasmid exists, okay?
Of course. Noted.
He looks at you incredulously as you place the trap back in the reeds. Kim doesn't believe me, and I am upset. The boathouse is shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. So what is this area? Oh, I can't go over there. Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of this shaded bench, covered in rust. The sign says, interdit. An old ticket ticker booth, no longer in operation. People paid money to park here? No one would pay now. No one.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Look, Kim. Even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
Alright. I know about electrical, bolt holes in the backyard, bolt holes in the plaza, visual calculus. Do I have visual calculus clothes? I'm already getting +2. I already have quite the visual calculus set going on. I wish there was a slightly better way of me. I wish I could like hit a button visual calculus and then like all the clothing that has that stat, positive or negative, would like highlight or something. That would be nice. Yeah. This is minus a visual calculus. That doesn't help. Okay, that might be as best as I'm gonna get.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Alright. Why as many bullet holes?
A row of ghostly shades stand facing
Whoa.
the wall. There are many
Whoa.
of them. A dozen at least. Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner.
Jesus.
Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. The sun blazes high up in the sky, baking the planks, the sand, your skin. The order was carried out in the afternoon. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them.
Who were they?
Comrades, the forsaken, the wretched, who tried to rise against the horrors of the world.
I mean, I might as well do all this. Look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
Look at the person standing on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, who was in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Veld?
What if it was the Feld personnel when their assets were being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
Lieutenant nods.
Or maybe...
You mentioned coalition forces. Could it have been them against the wall?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall.
Have I seen the collage mode in the menu? Stay away from it. They fired the original devs and are shitting on this game with useless features. I actually saw the mention of the collage mode on the Steam page. And then I saw, I think a couple days ago, some mention about it on Twitter about something. But I think it was just pointing out that it was coming, like a coming feature. What do you mean they fired the original devs and are shitting on this game with useless features? I mean, I do know the background story of the original devs. I know that whole thing. I'm familiar with that whole the Zaum things. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I didn't know what the mode was even. I just thought it was some kind of like, at worst, like unnecessary like picture mode looking like thing. If I was reading correctly. Certainly the ones who died here. They were always the last ones. Okay.
To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
All right. Goodbye.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
I mean, without obviously knowing too much, I'm not really one to be fiddling around with some kind of bonus mode or picture mode or anything of a game, so you don't have to worry about that really. It comes from me. I barely have time to finish the games themselves. I can't open up a new mode and mess around for even an hour. I'm on a tight schedule. It's the tightest of schedules. Can't even say that without laughing. Check the trap. There's the northeast near the Feld building, near the canal I crossed. Southeast of village. I think this one's probably closer then. Because I need to start making my way back to the main area. I say the main area with like the whirling and rags. Because then I want to you know, karaoke, give him his bird thing. The door's not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. Inaccessible. Found Pippo? The hell? What is that? The small wire framing inside this futuristic looking found Pippo hat gives it the aerodynamic shape of a swoop skier's helmet, but none of its protective qualities. Covers the wearer's ears and eyebrows to bring down the drag coefficient. -1 rhetoric, +1 reaction speed, +2 logic, -1 perception. Perception? Am I gonna look like a dorky head when I equip this? At least I'm super fucking logical, right? I mean, at least. Wait, can I not, like, go down from here? Like, this is like a dead end thing here? Yep. Yep. I'm still carrying around this. Alright, wait, did I... I'm now just remembering. Like, I think there was a thing I could pick up. I thought I saw. You're gonna see... There it was. You're gonna see me... You're gonna see past me. And you'll lose future me. Okay, pick up that change. Okay. So, along our way back to the whirling and rags, pick up the traps. We can call the station because we need to do... We can use this to call dead body and the library. I don't know who else to ask about the tattoos. It's time. Oh, I have my badge, so I can talk to Joyce. That's another thing I have the ability to do. Alright, where's the... Check far northeast of the Feld building. Okay, northeast. I'm going to assume that means this direction. Far northeast. That's the phone. I'm looking for it. It's probably around like there, isn't it? Let's run, Kim. Pick up those legs. There's the church I couldn't break into. Failing like a dorky head. Somewhere around here? This felt dead-endy enough to have it. No, it's just that weird tower. Hi. Oh, there it is. I found it. Don't worry. I had the right idea.
This trap's not too hard to spot, once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist.
Look around.
The reeds sway in the coastal breeze. They seem to be
Look
waiting
around, look around, look around, look around, look around, look around. And it's a song. Don't worry about it.
The wind picks up here, near the Cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of
I
year.
think that's like the 3rd song I've attempted to sing during this stream. How horrible. The wind picks up here near the Cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land in 3 cardinal directions. Okay, reach for the trap.
Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we are done.
His face is red from the cold sea air. He crouches to catch his breath. You getting tired?
No, I'm fine. I didn't mean to complain, it's just...
He's short-winded. Sentence ends there. Oh no, I feel bad for Kim. I'm bringing him on this journey for no real reason. Check the trap near the canal you crossed, southeast of the village. Southeast of the village? Southeast. West. Southeast of village. Shit. I got blocked off. Look around, look around, look around. The village. Village. I mean, village isn't technically until, like... Village is, like, back here, yeah? Village is with the kids. The village would be, like, back more. So this is, like, a village. No, this would be, like, that's the one place I couldn't get into. This is village. Southeast of village. Kids. Southeast? They're the sellers of alcohol. Actually, let me go. I'll search. Did I already search that? Ah. Boots? Good old calf-length cavalry boots. Mount that horse and ride into the night. The heel comes in handy too. Definitely makes you some good 5 centimeters taller. But could it be that it's also making you sharper, more perceptive to your surroundings? Now that you've gained a new perspective? Composure. Composure. Perception. Balance out the perception I'm losing from this hat. Composure. Let me see how they look on me. Oh, God. I do like how they kind of like change up how he has to wear his pants while he's doing it. Does that make sense? So they kind of like tuck it in and like the model adjusts. There's a lady that's definitely not into me. Oh, what else is new? Bwah, bwah. My eye is itchy. My eyeball is dying. Alright, southeast of the... It said of the village, right? Near the canal I crossed? Southeast of the village? What's the canal? At what point did I technically cross a canal? Canal? Goes into a random building. Canal? Canal here? Hey, around here, they always put the traps near like in the ground. See, and then this is that. That's not the trap, is it? Oh, it is the trap. Look at that, I found it. Look at me go. Look at me
It takes you a
go.
moment, but finally, you spot the last of Morel's traps. This one's partially obscured by the reeds.
Look around.
The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. You see slabs of concrete north. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song, louder on this part of the coast, nearer somehow. And there's that cold again. Always the cold.
Reach for the trap.
The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here.
Oh?
No locusts.
Kim!
No phasmid either. But still.
Immediately yell, it's empty!
Your voice echoes on the coast, carried by a gust of cold wind.
Look closer still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there. I just see an empty trap.
Kim, don't you want to believe, though? Yeah, it probably wasn't the phasmid, but still, Morel needs to know.
We did sort of promise to tell them, didn't we?
He seems to regret the fact. Lay's trap was empty. Return to Morel in the whirling with the news. Nice! Look at this! We're doing it! We're a cryptozoologist now. Kim, would you believe it? Would you believe it? We're the cryptos. Oh man, we haven't heard this tune in a while. We'll hold off on calling for right now. Let's go right into the whirling. We have things to do in here. Whoa, this guy immediately took his pose.
It's great to see you again, officer. My wife can't wait to thank you. Go on, talk to her.
I'll talk to her? Okay.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
It was just on my way while I was working the case.
Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a tie. Mesk in origin. The pin is an antique. Quite special.
Dope.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes. You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course, is more important.
Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Hey, Lena, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you've studied. Could you just tell me about a couple of them?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
I mean, your husband is standing right next to you, but sure, go on.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
You're no fun, Kim. Cryptid extravaganza, I like the sound of that.
And I don't. Just one.
Damn it.
Ooh, tough choice there.
Just one? Is this bird a cryptid? Point to the tie she gave you.
No. It's the cryptid.
Wow, the cryptid?
Oh, yes.
The small silvery skull shines between your fingers, its beak sharp. Okay, what is this bird?
The 8-eyed teratorn, the largest flying avian ever discovered, with a wingspan of 11.5 meters. It was thought to have gone extinct 3,500 years ago. Some even doubted the fossils were real. A mutation, they said. Until...
Mutation? All of evolution is a mutation.
Evolution.
Until it was sighted by renowned Gotvaldian explorer and naturalist Uwe Plattenkalk in 21.
This renown seems a bit dubious. Your own catalogue comes up completely empty. But, of course, you are not all-knowing.
I need to hear about this sighting.
It happened on a botanical expedition into the vast and unexplored Oamrau Canyon in southeast Ilmara. Dr. Plattenkalk got separated from his group during a sandstorm.
Okay, and Yamrau is...
The world's largest
however she said it.
system, sweetie. It's a barren waste east of the Erg Desert. An ancient riverbed completely dried up.
What happened?
Alone in the blasted desert heat, the doctor wandered eastward, where man hasn't stepped foot in over 1,000 years, since the fall of Pericarnassus. He was lost, without any navigation equipment, and desperately low on water. After a day or two, he noticed a bird high in the noon sky. A great black bird. It seemed gargantuan. Every now and then, the bird would dive down to feed on an animal carcass somewhere on the horizon. But by the time Uwe got there, the teratorn had taken off already, and the carcass was picked clean. This happened many times.
Remember, dive down to feed on an animal carcass somewhere on the horizon, but by the time you get there... He was following it?
Yes, or rather, hunting. A bird that big has a lot of blood in it, and he was dying of thirst. For many days, Dr. Plattenkalk followed the teratorn until they reached a great canyon wall where the bird finally landed to rest. The professor climbed up there with a rock in his hand. He found the bird sleeping with his head tucked under its wing, a great black pile of feathers on the perch. So he approached, slowly squeezing the rock in his fist. Then the teratorn suddenly looked at him. He could see it had 8 eyes, 4 on either side of its skull, like a spider. And the man couldn't move. He was paralyzed, frozen into place with the rock in his hand. Whatever he did, he could not get closer to the bird.
The man couldn't move. He was paralyzed, frozen in place with a rock in his hand.
The bird
Why?
was controlling his mind.
What?
It kept him from approaching.
Mind control bird?
He could step back, but every time he stepped forward, paralysis. Uva spent 3 days trying until the bird flew away.
You know what? I like this lady well enough. An 8-eyed mind-controlling bird? Fuck yes.
Absolutely, sweetie. Cryptozoologists have been tracing it ever since, but Wamrao is vast, mysterious, and holds many secrets.
Sometimes you just gotta, like, play along with the old people you find in life, you know? Just fucking just go along.
Modern radar telemetry shows.
Just have fun with them.
We will confirm this one by the end of the decade, latest.
This one I liked. Not only does it have 8 eyes, and is a living fossil, and the largest bird ever to live, it also does mind control.
God, Kim's line deliveries are so good. Like, that is just... The way that was read off and written is exactly just, like, the thinly veiled, like, but just veiled enough, like, sarcasm to where, like, the two of them, the old couple here, aren't gonna, like, necessarily pick up on it. But the way he's saying that in just, like, fake, like, amazement, it's just so good.
He's sincere. He likes the audacity.
No, I don't believe him. I don't believe him for a second. I don't believe that's sincere. No, I just went on, like, a minute-long rant about how not sincere that was. So, that was the last anyone saw of it?
Sadly, yes. But there are numerous reports of 8-eyed bird skulls from Il Mara. And then there's the striking resemblance to the Pericarnassian imperial eagle, an ancient heraldic symbol that is hard to pass off as coincidence. The imperial eagle, too, had 8 eyes.
Not really. It's just stylization. The way they drew eyes. It's not a zoological drawing.
Very, very hard.
This one's very famous. Everyone knows it. People will be looking at that tie on you and thinking, that man is into cryptids. So, what else do you want to know?
Wait, what if I ask more? Is Kim gonna stop me? What's the biggest cryptid?
That would be the giant of Kokonur.
She says as if it's common knowledge.
The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes.
And just how big is it?
No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision.
Is it dangerous?
The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable.
Here, no animal can be that large. It's a mirage.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Kokonur must be the largest animal the planet can support. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Kokonur desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
Gravity anomaly? Digging it. Digging this parascientific stuff right here.
Are there any invisible cryptids?
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
Okay, Em. Right, okay, we can move on for now. I made him... Here's the thing. I made him run around for the traps and tired him out. I feel bad. Right, okay, we can move on for now.
He nods approvingly.
You never told me you've seen the Phasmid.
Oh, you don't want to hear about some old woman's ramblings.
Ramblings? Nonsense. Your description of the phasmid is the most precise I've ever heard.
But darling, I didn't even get the size of it right.
You were a child, my dear. Really. It's extraordinary what you were able to describe. Now go on. Tell our friend about it. He's proven his interest in the field.
Reflexively, the lieutenant read his familiar notebook.
Well, it was summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one. Many times my height, I remember. When, all of a sudden...
Wait. Where was this and how old were you?
I'm getting ahead of myself. I was 5.5 in Betancourt in the suburbs. My grandmother had a summer home there.
What happened?
The strangest moment of my life. I looked up and one of the reeds moved. Not like a plant, but like a living thing. It stood up and looked at me. Its body unfolded like some antique toy. I've never seen anything like it. I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved, swaying, towering above me. After a while, 20 seconds, a minute maybe, it left, went into the reeds.
Did you follow it?
I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I was just standing there knee-deep in mud, looking around me.
Then what?
I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. Of course, she just laughed at me, but I knew what I'd seen. For years, it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys. That sort of thing. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing anecdote. So did I, honestly. But then I met Morel.
We were on a date. Can you imagine? She tells me a story, and it's the most detailed report of the Insulindian phasmid I've ever heard. The sounds. She told me it hissed.
What celebrity does this character portrait look like? Every time I've seen this flash up on the screen, I'm like, this looks like the face and outfit of someone I'm familiar with on like a celebrity level. And I can't quite place it, and it's bothering me so much.
So that's how they met. This is beyond significant for them.
It did, yes. Like reeds in a gust of wind.
The way it moved, the colour, how some of its limbs were white, like marble.
Something about the hair and the hat.
What I know from other accounts. It was amazing.
And face.
If it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago. It's no exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession.
He looks at her with admiration, forgetting a wide smile on his face. You were on a date?
Our first, yes.
The old woman looks at her husband tenderly.
The glance is tender, yes, but tempered by something else. A thought she can't express, even to him. Interesting.
Kim, what do you think of this?
I thought it was a wonderful story, man.
He closes notes and gives her a simple smile.
But I don't believe it. A child left unattended on a warm day. Children make up stories and then end up believing them.
I'm not gonna say maybe you imagine it. Rude to me. How big was it?
It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small yourself. To me, it seemed to be taller than I was then, but that's probably not the case.
Its limbs are white?
Not all of them. There is some white coloration reported, along with beige, where the camouflage ends.
Well, thank you for sharing this with me.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was just such an impossibly sunshiny day. So warm.
Well, that's all for now, ma'am. Got a cool new tie. A slender bolo tie held together by an antique clasp in the shape of a bird skull. The skull features 8 cavities for eyes. It's disturbing, but you can't look away. What is my current tie? +2 drama. I'll keep the bow tie, but I do like this. I do like this bolo tie. Who is this?
Very generous of
Oh,
you to
oh,
help
of
us
course.
out,
Damn it.
officer. I'm sure glad to be back from that little excursion.
Fuck you, Gary.
I mean, officers.
Go away. I have a bird for you. Gart, I found a new bird for the whirling. Give him the ruffled grouse.
What is this thing?
The man takes the stuffed bird. It's no biggie. I just thought it would look nice on the wall. I'm that kind of cop.
What, the interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy.
Yeah, don't be an asshole, Gart.
I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess. So, I don't know. Thank you. I'm gonna go with thank you.
So I don't need to pay for rent tonight, right?
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuffed animals.
It's not actually about that, but he liked it.
Alright, about my bill for tonight.
Got the 20 real?
Yep, 20 for real for the night.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Ah, it's so expensive. It's so expensive. It's so expensive. How do I find a way into the secret passage? That's eluding me. I could go talk to Joyce. I probably want to wait till what? After 1800 to do the karaoke? Because doesn't it get all lit up and disco-like here at like night? And that's what I'd want to do. Preferably in the evening, more people at the bar then. Get up on the stage in the evening. Wait, Morel. Morel.
Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
He gives you a gruff pat on the shoulder.
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
So I checked all the traps.
Good. Okay.
And one of them was empty.
Completely empty?
The cryptozoologist's eyes grow wide. Yes, there was nothing in the trap. No locust, no phasmid.
No locusts? No phasmid either?
That's not ideal, but...
He rubs his chin.
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
She's engaging in a well-known self-deception called motivated reasoning. You should correct them.
Of course, more clever.
Kim, don't be mean, Kim.
You're dealing with a subject near and dear to their hearts. It might behoove you to tread lightly.
Like, yeah, like...
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps. Make them more secure.
Another trip to the reeds.
I want to pick one or two. I just... let them have their hobby. This is kind of like the thing where I'm just like, fuck it. They're not harming me. I mean, fuck Gary. But, like, this old couple, they have a hobby. It's like, it's the way I deal with, like, not deal, that's maybe a strong term, but, like, people are really into, like, astrology and stuff. It's not for me, really. But if it's for you, if it's something you derive enjoyment from, and you're not harming others by partaking in whatever, fucking do it. Don't shit on someone's parade, dude. And then, if someone who is into astrology says, hey, what's your sign? And they want me to tell them so they can tell me something, then I'll do it. Because it doesn't hurt me, and it's fun. Then they tell me a thing, then they talk to me. Then I have someone talking to me. I love people talking to me. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't shit on people's parade. Alright, that's exactly what it is. What a deft hunter, the Spasman.
Of course. Be sarcastic. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture. Mine stands, okay?
Wait, they took my thing as sarcasm? You misinterpreted my words. What?
Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened?
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but...
Helping cryptozoologists isn't really a priority for our organization, is it? The lieutenant looks out the window, impatiently.
Fuck it. Develop an alternative theory about the missing locusts.
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too. You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno.
I think a little hooligan called Kuno may have stolen the locusts.
A little hooligan? But what would a child want with bugs?
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
I'll talk to the little gremlin and see if anything comes up.
Delinquents. My favorite.
Doesn't sound like it's really his favorite.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
After this is your last chance to talk to Gary.
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs.
He looks at his tea.
Morel, it's been fun, really, but I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
No need to apologize, Geary. You'd be more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through.
He keeps the language unemotional, but it's in there. Disappointment.
I'll get going.
Arno van Eyck. Okay, so Egghead is clearly not Van Eyck in disguise. Van Eyck is an Oranese disc jockey, but those people get around, especially in Revachol, in the clubs on Boogie Street. Perhaps he stayed here for a short stint and discarded part of the song he was working on, just threw it away, and then it ended up in the Hawthorn tree. But why? Did he think it was retrograde? It wasn't. Perhaps he caught a glimpse of the future and did not want for it to arrive just yet. Perhaps the city whispered the top line to him, and he was frightened by it.
All motorics, white checks, unlocked, reveals Arno van Eyck gig posters in the world. Reveals gig posters in the world. Huh. Interesting. Find out the real reason why the trap was empty. Local kids might know. Ask Kuno about the empty trap, then take a look around the yard. The yard. Go look around the yard.
Was that? Could it be the Col de Mama Dakwa? No, it's probably just your imagination ringing in your ear.
Is it? Is there a ringing?
There seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring. Ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like something tickles your ear. Lena also said that it couldn't be heard by any other animal, including humans. What you're hearing must just be a regular bird.
Listen closely first.
There it is again. You're about to rediscover a long-lost species.
Keep listening.
It must be very close. Maybe, just maybe, it will come toward you. Keep still. It might perch on your shoulder. What are you doing? You're a police officer, not a pansy ornithologist. The only birds you should be looking for are healthy women of childbearing age.
Bruh. Wait, Kim, do you hear a high-pitched noise?
No, I don't hear the Col de Mama Dakwa, and neither do you.
Shh, Kim, don't be mean.
Of course he doesn't. He's deaf.
Hold very still and hope this bird comes to perch on your shoulder.
Oh no. The sound. It's moving away.
What?
Somewhere over there. Go
Where?
after it. No. Too late. It's gone. There is no ringing anymore. Just the sound of the streets.
No, come back, please.
Keep your ears peeled, then. If the species really has migrated to Martinez, you're sure to hear it again.
Seven hours. Below the grime, a dark neon poster reads, Van Eyck Total Transcendent. Okay, so it's gonna give me like little posters that I can see, and still wish I could talk to her. Alright, is Kuno here? Kuno? My non-favorite, I mean?
Kuno's like Kuno's dad? Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything.
Fucking Kuno, dude. You wouldn't happen to know anything about any missing locusts?
No, Kuno doesn't give a fuck about bugs.
So he knows locusts are bugs.
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame!
Shut up, C.
Now they're gonna take you to lame prison!
No one. Now hold on. No one is lame here. Just tell me what happened.
Deny everything, Kuno. You need to lawyer up.
Kuno's not gonna say anything without his lawyer present.
Lame. That rings some bells. Could this be connected to Night City? AKA the City of Rage. Yeah, that's pretty lame. Sounds like art.
Kuno, is this about Rage City?
Oh god, Kuno, no! It's gonna happen now. They're gonna make you lame.
Stop it, C. No one's gonna make anyone lame. Kuno's got this under control.
There's definitely something going on here. You should check out Kuno's shack, the one with the pig's head.
Kuno, let's talk about your shack again.
The fuck do you want with it?
Okay,
Good call,
no.
Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom.
Alright, I'm off.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Where's this shack? I forget where his shack is. Where's this fucking shack? Is this this? Is this a shack? This is a shack, right? It's a shack. It's crawling with locusts in here. Oh god.
All around you,
Oh god.
the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air. The earthen floor of the shack has been shaped into mounds of mud, dotted with little holes for windows. Like skyscrapers, spires of dirt and sand rising. Accommodations for their insectoid inhabitants.
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case.
Lieutenant looks around, writes something in his notebook, and turns to you.
Of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a subcase of the imaginary insect case. So at least that's going well.
Stop being so sarcastic, Kim.
Oh, I'm not being sarcastic at all. We are making real progress.
When someone says they're not being sarcastic, it's usually a good sign that they're being very sarcastic.
You think the Insulinian phasmid is nearby?
If anything, the presence of the locust points to the opposite. The phasmid did not take the bait from the traps. It was Kuno. The phasmid doesn't exist. But what do I know?
Use your powers of deduction. You knew the magic bug was nowhere near here. The phasmid is impairing your judgment.
We should talk to Kuno about this. Get him to stop.
I'll let you handle the Kuno side of things. You are doing just fine.
Let's go bug Kuno again. I'm sure he loves my face so much.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad. Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything.
Does not. Okay, I know you took the locusts from the traps the cryptozoologist set up.
Yeah. Kuno took the bugs. So what?
You say you don't give a fuck about bugs, then you go and build a whole bug town.
It's not Bugtown. It's the city of locusts. Locusts aren't just bug shit. They come out of the sky like a fucking shadow. Shit descends.
Stop!
She wails from behind the fence and bares her face in her hands.
Locusts coming down like a shadow. This must be the night city he mentioned when you asked him where he's been.
So that in there is Night City.
Yeah, Locust City. City of rage. City of lights.
There's a tug of war over the name of his fantastical city. It's almost too big for his imagination. The girl forces herself to watch again, the corners of her eyes twitching from discomfort.
City of Rage sounds like a cool place.
Kuno, the pig wants to help you. Oh, that's how lame it is. Please just don't say you're
an artist. Maybe I am an artist. You hear that, everyone? I'm a fucking artist now.
Did he just say I? Kuno usually calls Kuno, Kuno.
Hold on. Did I hear right? You said I.
Kuno made Kuno. Kuno says whatever the fuck he wants.
Of course.
There are no rules here, pig.
He steps closer.
I fucking say I when I wanna, and Kuno when I wanna. Kuno's free. Kuno's free to fucking die, bitch.
This is what he sometimes does when things get tense.
Making art is a worthy calling. I'm something of an artist myself.
Oh my god, Kuno! He's gonna make you totally lame in like 3 seconds. Don't let him, Kuno.
Watch out, Kuno. I'm gonna make you lame.
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free.
He tears at the buttons on his shirt, trying to rip them open. They don't give way.
Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into a...
I love that voice squeal
Kuno
there.
doesn't give a shit.
Don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno. You'll have to take me away.
A laden silence fills the yard.
So that's what this is about.
Come on, no one is going to take you away.
Without a word, she disappears entirely behind the fence. For once, the boy is lost for words. He turns completely red now, with splotches of white beginning to appear across his face. You've got him. Now convince him to leave the cryptozoologist's traps alone.
I'll just be upfront with them. I need you to stop picking locusts from the traps. The cryptozoologists are trying to find something very important. Those locusts are bait.
I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway. Shit is all lame now. She was right.
The girl's face appears again, above the fence, just long enough to make eye contact with Kuno.
What's gonna happen to the locusts?
Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die.
Wonderful. Alright, well, now that that's settled, I'd better be off.
The fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps?
Yeah, fuck you. None of your business, kid.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't have to tell you shit. Leave him wanting to know. Make that curiosity burn inside of him. Make that curiosity burn every fiber of his being. Alright, I think the last thing we'll do for the night is gonna turn in this to... I love how he snaps into cool, relaxed pose against the pillar there. Do I talk to him?
Hello, officer. I think I almost have it. A new trap design, that is. I know you're skeptical, but I have a good feeling about this.
I had a chat with this kid, Kuno. He promised to stop stealing locusts.
So he was just a child.
He purses his lips, crestfallen.
Thank you for telling us, sweetie. This is good news, right? It means we can try again.
I kind of feel bad towards this old couple. I'm ruining their fun slightly.
She acts chipper, but something's changed in her tone. A hidden worry.
Yeah, you're right. We just need to restock the empty trap. Then we'll need to inspect the traps one more time. And then maybe we can.
Like, I want them to continue. Like I said, do the thing that they find fun. But also I don't want them to be, like, incorrectly going off on a wrong thread, you know? The aging cryptozoologist breaks into a hideous coughing fit.
He has a 38-degree fever. His resilience has given way.
Darling, I told you to take it easy.
Oh no.
You're getting sick.
Oh no. I don't.
Maybe it's time to go home.
Oh no.
You're right, you're right. We can come back next season when it's warmer.
That's just something people tell themselves when they fail.
I can help them. Now I feel bad that I ruined their fun potential. I already ruined their thing. They had the idea that, oh, maybe the cryptid actually came and got the locust. And then I was like, nah, it was really this fucking Kuno guy. Yep. Number 5. We've come too far to quit. I'm gonna restock the trap. Let's do this. Except enthusiastically.
We are getting really carried away with this, aren't we?
Kim!
Fine. It's better than having these people get pneumonia on the coast. But
Exactly.
after this,
We can't let these old people down.
He wants to see this tale through as much as you. Otherwise, he'd have stopped this already. But he cannot let it drag out after this.
Really? It's too much, officer.
He starts coughing again.
What Morel means is we're grateful for your help.
She nods to her husband.
Here's a fresh scratch of locust. They should slide right down the funnel.
Jesus, that sound effect.
Thank you again. We will definitely mention you, should this lead to a discovery. I'm not talking co-discovery, of course, but,
Wow. Co-discovery. You'd be famous. You'd show them all.
He said not.
This does tingle the pleasure center.
No electrochemistry. He said not co-discovery. Alright, I'll get going. Box with locusts. A cardboard box with several rows of little holes in the lid. Though at first glance the box seems perfectly ordinary, upon closer examination it's obvious that it has been prepared with great care. Find the Insulidian Phasmid. First restock the trap you left empty before. The trick is to remember which one it was. First restock the trap you left empty before. That would have been the one nearest us, right? Ah, I can do that. I can do that before we end tonight, because I'll forget. Kim, let's go. Come on. A little enthusiasm, yeah? Just a little enthusiasm. Can I fast travel? Fisherman shacks? I probably didn't want to go that far. That's fine. I'll run this way. We'll run it. We run it back. Somewhere around here, yeah? There it is. There it is. There you are. Put the bugs in.
The trap stands empty amongst the reeds. No insect sounds or movement around. Only the reeds' melancholy rustling.
This was the one.
Fantastic.
The lieutenant looks at the familiar contraption and shrugs. Release the locusts into the empty trap.
The locusts, dazed from being transported, slowly begin to acclimate to their new surroundings. They're not really going to get the chance to get comfortable here.
Good. Now that's done. When do you think we will return to our impending apocalypse of a murder investigation? Don't answer that. It was a rhetorical question.
So what's the next thing? You've restocked the trap. Now report to Lena in the whirling. We go back to the whirling. Oh, I can't fast travel anymore. The game said no. That's fine. We're pretty close by. But I won't talk to her. I'll sit right in front of her. It'll be the first thing we do as we set ourselves up for the next stream. And I should say, I believe, a low rumble of a bass beat. Your heart repeats it. Bass beat? I got a point. I got exactly 1 point, enough to get another point here. Pretty damn good. Okay, let's see. I mean, if I'm looking at this, physical instrument, pain threshold. There's so many physical instrument checks. It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. Backyard wall. Cargo container door. Yeah, I remember the cargo container door. Rhetoric. Let's just go reaction speed. I'm just choosing a skill I want. A skill I want. Where's that bass beat coming from? Was it coming from a certain thing? Or is it just a thought? Okay, before I interrupted myself, I think I'm just gonna play more of this tomorrow for Wednesday stream. Although I'll think about it depending on when I get around to starting. Maybe I'll do like again like a two-parter stream tomorrow. Maybe a little bit of this as like the second half, and then the first half do something else prior. But it kind of depends on when and how I'm feeling. But I think at the very least we'll see some more of this tomorrow. It's kind of my intention. All right. So when we pick back up tomorrow, we will talk to Lena about the about putting the trap down. Suppressing a burp there. All right, I will see you tomorrow on stream, hopefully. Let's see. What's the yeah, dude, remember? I mean, I stopped doing it a long time ago. But the whole thing, you know, fucking the internet things, you know? You can watch live streams on Twitch at twitch.tv/bubmanXIV. That's BUBMANXIV. You can find the archives on YouTube of this game and many more on youtube.com/thebubmanXIV. That's there. Many games there. You can follow me at Twitter at bubmanXIV as well, if you care to. If you use Twitter, I feel a follow to me makes your experience that much better. I say that half jokingly. But yeah, all the other standard internet things. I stopped saying that because like at this point, everyone knows how to internet things. Like it's the same thing. I tell people I don't have to tell people if you want subscribe to the YouTube channel. That if you want to, do it. If you don't want to, don't do it. If you want to subscribe, you know how to. So I don't care to tell you. You do what you want. It's your internet. Yeah, until tomorrow. See you then.